Starting my ride here at Lockhouse 70 on the Chesapeake Ohio Canal. Towpath is pretty smooth now. They've made a lot of improvements on it. This little bridge across the lock. Then I got to cross the road here and head down the towpath. Today I'm headed to Bill's Place, a store and restaurant in Little Orleans. That'll be a round trip of 52 miles. Temperature in the 70s today with a forecast of scattered showers. I'll probably get a little wet, but that's not too bad. At about the halfway point of today's ride, I'll be going through the Paw Paw Tunnel. So I'll have a light on my handlebar, and I'm carrying one for my helmet. The tunnel is 3,100 feet long, gets pretty dark, and I'll be walking my bike through the tunnel. I really like the little boost in speed I get at each lock while traveling east on the towpath. Of course, I know I'll get a little extra exercise on the way back. The bike I'm riding today is one I bought new at Cycles and Things in Cumberland, Maryland back in 1994. Of course, the only thing that's really original on it now is the frame. When I bought this bike, it was considered a mountain bike. Now, I just figure it's a flat bar gravel bike. I placed the mountain bike bar ends just inside the grips to give me a change in riding position. Does really help. Also, they bring my shoulders in, making me a little bit more aerodynamic. Other than the 2002 RockShox Duke fork with 80 millimeters of travel, I used 1990s parts for the rebuild. The Duke, along with the chrome moly frame, give a comfortable ride even on rough sections of trail. On places along the canal where there's abundant sun, you'll find lots of water lilies growing. Many places where there's more shade, you'll find lots of duckweed covering the canal. The water is a healthy environment for many reptiles, amphibians, birds, and fish. Of course, many mammals like raccoons and muskrats find it a good source of food. Coming to a pretty little spot called Potomac Forks. I mostly ride mountain bikes, but lately I've been spending more time riding rail trails and towpath. For me, this is a very enjoyable way to get good exercise. What a day to be riding. Nice temperature, no wind, just a beautiful day. I'll get a little more aerodynamic through here and pick up the pace a little bit. At age 73, I try to stay healthy with a variety of exercise. I lift weights, hike, and do yoga. Of course, I find biking to be my favorite way to stay fit. Here the trail turns down through Town Creek Aqueduct. A nice view through here with the Potomac River on my right and duckweed covered canal on my left. Just a little ways back, I stopped the camera to talk to a guy I passed on the trail. I asked him where he was headed to, and he says, well, he was finishing up the last leg of his trip, and he was going to stop in Hancock tonight. I asked him, well, where'd you start, Pittsburgh? He said, no, Seattle. Wow, that guy has just rode his bicycle all the way across the United States. That's amazing. Now coming upon the turnoff that can take you to Paw Paw, West Virginia. Many trail riders like to go across the bridge for a bite to eat or drink. The town of Paw Paw, West Virginia has a special place in my heart. I was a science teacher there for 7 years during the 1990s. In fact, I was the entire science department for the very small Paw Paw High School. I taught biology, earth science, environmental science, principles of technology, chemistry, and physics, and loved every minute of it. I had small classes and really got to know and care for my students. A great bunch of students they were. While I was teaching there, the largest graduating class we had was 28, and the smallest was just 11. I have very fond memories of my time in that small West Virginia town. Just ahead is the Paw Paw Tunnel. It was built to bypass a 6-mile stretch of the Potomac River containing 5 horseshoe-shaped bends. It is 3,118 feet long and built using more than 6 million bricks. Construction began in 1836 and took 14 years to complete. I'm going to walk my bike through the tunnel. My biking shoes will make a lot of noise as I clunk my way through the tunnel. The pathway is narrow and rough, and you definitely need lights. I'll turn off my camera now and turn it back on when I get near the other end. They had to haul a lot of rock out of here using mule-drawn canal boats. Even before starting the tunnel, a lot of rock had to be removed to make the canal. This wooden platform makes a nice ride. Now the trail gets a little rougher, and I'm glad I have a suspension fork. My chrome moly frame helps absorb some of the vibration. Just remembered to turn off my light. I'll stop and remove my helmet light a little further down the trail. The towpath widens here, but it's not as smooth as it was on the other side of the tunnel. This part of the trail is yet to be resurfaced, but really isn't too bad. Plenty rough in a few spots. Some places you have to just steer around to miss them. I can go right through them with this bike with very little problem. The suspension takes up the bumps pretty good. The campsite here at Sorrel Ridge looks pretty nice with a pretty view of the river. So far, the weather's been real nice, and I'm really enjoying this ride. I hope the weather holds out, but I do know they were calling for showers. That might not feel too bad either. The sky is starting to darken a little bit through here. A lot more clouds building up. I'm thinking there might be some showers on the way. This is a pretty section of the trail with the river just down below me to my right. It's been paralleling it for a good ways. I see a couple deer up ahead. One looks a little confused. There he goes. I'm only about a mile from my destination now, Bill's place in Little Orleans. But yeah, it does look a little cloudy out ahead of me. Whoops, there's some rain coming now. I think I might be heading the wrong direction. Oh well, it's not far to go. I hope I don't get too many drops on my camera lens. If I do, well, I'll probably have to just cut this part out. Looking down at my lens right now, I see a little bit. I hope the rain doesn't come down any harder. If I wanted to continue on the towpath, I'd make a slight right here on the road, but I'm going to go on up around the bend and go under the Western Maryland Rail Trail to go to Bill's place, my destination. Bill's place is the building up on my right, and they have a little place to park your bicycles over on the left side of the road with a little shelter and some picnic tables. It's a good place to stop when you're riding the trail. I was planning on going in, but since it's raining, I think I'll just turn around here and head back up to Oldtown. I've got 26 miles to go. Hopefully it won't be wet the whole way.